What's up guys, it's James from Jeeping Adventure and Off-Road Elements, and today I'm going to be tackling a new exhaust. That's right, I finally am getting rid of the kind of crappy-ish exhaust that I had. It was a great exhaust to have for a while. It definitely got rid of the stock exhaust so it sounded a lot better, but it's really time to move on to something more substantial that's going to last from here on out. So let's go ahead and get this box down, open it up and see what's inside, and then we can start taking off the old stuff, putting on the new stuff, and seeing what it sounds like. So let's get started. Alright, so before we actually dive into getting this project done, let's open it up, see what exactly is in this box. So it looks like we got the exhaust tip here. We got one of the exhaust pipes, and then it looks like the muffler is actually in this box down here. Some clamps, and then directions that we probably won't need, let's be honest. I'm a guy, no guys read directions until they need it. So that's probably why you're watching this video to begin with. But yeah, let's get everything out of the box and kind of set it up, get it ready to get on the Jeep. I am so excited to hear this muffler. This is a thank you to all the subscribers that actually commented on my last video saying that this is what I should get. I've been looking at it for a while, and I finally decided that it was time to step up and, whoo, look at that shine, and get something better than what I have currently. So let's get this on the Jeep and see what it sounds like. Alright, so one of the things I did with the previous exhaust was just kind of cut all these exhaust hangers off because they're really a pain to get off on these JKs with that metal inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them off entirely, the ones that I've ruined like this one, and then hopefully get some new ones probably at your local hardware store. You can pick those up pretty cheap. And the ones that I didn't cut off I'm going to try to salvage, but no telling if I'm going to get lucky. But let's go ahead and get this one off. I've already kind of cut it, so just got to force it off now at this point. And that's it. Got that off. So I'm gonna for sure need one, and I think I cut maybe one more. I will have to check, but hopefully this is the only one I cut, and then I'll only have to buy one. But from here on out, now we'll just go ahead and take off the exhaust. It's kind of hot right now because I literally just got home from driving. So yeah, my hands are about to get really hot, but it is what it is. We're gonna get this project done. Okay, so the new exhaust is gonna clamp onto the same spot, and then it's gonna use this exhaust hanger here. So you're gonna need a 14 millimeter to break this. And I suggest soaking it in a WD-40 PB Blast or something like that to make this bolt a little bit easier to get off. Okay, so once you get it off, you should have this pipe left, all of your exhaust off all the way to the rear. And then you will have this setup here. Start to kind of lay it out so you know how it's going to go in. I'm going to go ahead and put this part on the stock system. Oh man, struggling. I need some water. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put this on with the muffler, and then we'll worry about the long pipe and the actual tip here in just a second. So let me go ahead and set the camera down and get that started. Okay, so I went ahead and grabbed the first piece here and got it kind of started. I want to give a little tip when you're starting this. Make sure that you don't push it all the way in yet, because you really want to make sure it's in that exhaust hanger, because once it's all the way in, you're not going to have enough movement to get that exhaust hanger in. And also, before you slide this whole pipe in, make sure you put the clip on. I already forgot it once, just trying to get it fit in there, which kind of sucked because I had to pull it all the way off and then put it back on. So when you're doing this, make sure you have the clamp already on. We're going to go ahead and kind of hit it in. Make sure that there's a groove up here and a little pin. Make sure that they line up so whenever you're hitting it in, the entire exhaust slides to exactly where it needs to be. So we're all lined up right now, and we're just gonna go ahead and hit it in. Go. All right, so I'm gonna get the video real quick and show you what it should look like. So this is what I was talking about. You wanna make sure that that's lined up when you're hitting, or it's not gonna go on. And then make sure your clamp's on, and this is that exhaust hanger. So we'll go ahead and get that clamp tightened up. Actually, we'll probably leave it off. We'll tighten those up at the end. We'll get the muffler on next, and then work our way back. Okay, so the first thing you wanna do is get a clamp, slide that on, then get your muffler. Make sure you have it going the right way. It literally says inlet right here, or there's also usually an arrow, which there happens to be one right here. And then you'll kind of slide that on, wiggle it as much as you can, and then you're gonna have to hit that on as well with a hammer. I'm using a mallet so that way it doesn't mess up anything but the rubber, because this is kind of just my disconnect sway bar hammer anyways. So it's not a big deal if it gets messed up. A little bit farther. A little bit farther. I think I'm gonna have to move the camera because I'm gonna hit my phone and that would suck. All right. So that's in. We're gonna get the last section of long pipe and a clamp, put that on, and then we'll start tightening up the clamps and get a sound clip. I cannot wait to hear this thing. All right, so we got the last section of pipe and one clamp. Go ahead and slide the clamp on the pipe, and then the exhaust is actually gonna go over the axle into this exhaust hanger up here, and then into the muffler. So my suggestion would be concentrate on the exhaust clamp first, and then, or not clamp, but you know what I'm talking about, and then put it in the muffler. So once you have this section of pipe in that exhaust hanger, you're gonna make sure you have your clamp, and then just slide that section into the muffler. Just kind of work it in. And we're in. Now all we have is the exhaust tip, which I think I will slide on real quick just to make sure that all our clearance is good, and then we'll tighten down all these clamps and we'll get a nice little exhaust clip. So let's go ahead and get that tip on and see kind of where it ends up, and hopefully this will sound a lot better, not only driving around but in the cab as well on long trips, because there was a really bad drone, but hopefully this will take care of it. Okay, so we've gotten all of the bolts tightened. The last one that we have, or clamps, I'm sorry. We're gonna go ahead and tighten this last one on the exhaust tip, and then that's gonna be it. We're gonna be able to fire this thing up real quick and see what it sounds like. I'm really excited to hear how it sounds. It looks so much better than it did before, which is awesome, because it was kind of a weird setup before. I mean, it was cheap, so it's good if you're looking for a cheap exhaust and just to change up the stock system. Check the description below. I'm gonna actually have the link to my old exhaust in there and the video of me doing that, which it was nice to have. It's way better than that stock sound. I hated that sound. So I was happy with it, but it's time for bigger and better things, and this is one of them. So we'll finish getting this tightened up real quick and start her up. I am gonna have to find a different exhaust hanger. This one's kind of sitting a little off, so I'll have to find something different, but that's not a big deal. Should be pretty easy to just go up to a hardware spot, hardware place, or a AutoZone, something like that, and find it. So I'm not too worried about it. Still moves quite a bit, but not nearly as much as it did before. Once I get this hanger in, I think it's gonna be pretty solid. So I'll probably go to the store real quick and get one of those and call it good. But for now, let's start this thing up. How's that sound? See what it sounds like. Well, that definitely sounds a lot better than it did previously, so that is awesome. Super excited. I'm actually going to take this thing out on a little test drive, throw away some of this trash and put away the tools. But if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. Thank you to subscribers in my last video that kind of talked me into getting this. I was already looking at it, but I had like 4 people, I think, on that video say to get this exact exhaust, which happened to be the exhaust that I was looking at. So thank you guys for kind of making me feel a little bit more confident in it. I am very happy. I know this is going to sound even better with the soft top on. So I'm going to go drive around with the top off, and then it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So I'm going to put the top on, kind of do some laps and just see what it's going to sound like. And of course that's going to change over time once everything kind of gets worn in. But other than that, I hope you liked the video. We're going to have a couple more videos coming out within the next weeks or so. I don't know. We'll kind of see what I got going on. I may be getting something really awesome, but we'll see. Stay tuned. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. So, in the meantime, keep the adventure going. Alright, so that wasn't the end of the video, now was it? Kind of cool. Alright, so that wasn't the end of the video, but I just want to go ahead and start this up. I have the top and doors on with the windows up. So I'm going to go ahead and start the Jeep, and then you'll be able to hear that, kind of what it sounds like inside the Jeep with the soft top. And then I'll do some driving around so that way you can kind of get a feel for how loud this exhaust is actually inside the Jeep with everything running. So let me get this started. It's so much quieter. I'll actually be able to hear people talk in the Jeep now, which is kind of nice, especially since the kids in the back I can never hear talk. Now you can still hear it if I rev it. Oh, you can probably hear that. But yeah, it's just not near as loud as it was. So I'll go ahead and start driving around a little bit, and you'll be able to hear that. Get out of here. But so far with this exhaust, I've only had it, I had it for a day now, so I let it drive to work and back, and I was very happy with it. It's not too loud, which is nice. Oh my gosh, this AC needs to turn on though. Whew, it's hot. But it is quiet. So if you're looking for something that's really loud, this is definitely not the exhaust for you. But it's still definitely better than stock. It's not silent by any means. I can still hear the Jeep. It still has that little grumble to it, and doesn't sound so Prius-like. Yeah, that's what I would call it. It's not quiet. It's not Prius-like. Yeah, getting on it. Not anything crazy, but you definitely hear it a little bit. So right now I'm doing 45, just kind of driving normal, and it's not bad at all. It doesn't have that like loud growl to it like my old exhaust did, even at kind of an idling point, like 2,000 RPMs. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. If you're interested in this exhaust, there's going to be a link that you can click below, and it's going to be the best price that you can get from Off-Road Elements, which is really awesome. Or you can also call up Off-Road Elements and mention Jeeping Adventure, and they will get you hooked up with everything that you need. So hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. All my subscribers, thank you so much. It's been a really awesome year, and I'm looking forward to year 2 with y'all, and we'll kind of see what's in store. I have a lot of things I want to do with the Jeep still, so we'll kind of see how that comes along and what I can get done this year. But other than that, keep the adventure going.